Welcome to the Valley TV.
Staring into your eyes makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. Reaching beyond the skies, running deep, stretching wide. Perfect love realized here with you. This love is for real, you'll never let go, never let go. It's more than just words, love beyond my control, out of control. Pulling me closer and closer, holding my heart till the very end. Jesus, I'm found in your freedom. This is real love, this is real love. Love is for real, you will never let go, never let go. It's more than just words, love beyond my control, out of control. You're pulling me closer and closer, holding my heart till the very end. Jesus, I'm found in your freedom. This is real love, this is real love. I see a miracle in an empty grave. The one we thought was dead has come to life again. I see a miracle in every chain you break. The power of heaven roaring within me. Hope for
would you be with us tonight? I thank you for everyone that's here in this building helping us to do this. I thank you for Jeremy and his guitar. I thank you for Beck and her voice. I thank you for Caleb and his skills behind the computer. I thank you for Addie, who's about to come and speak. I thank you for Dawsey and Tonk, who danced in the background. And I pray that wherever we would be, wherever we are, would you be with us? If we're sitting on a couch with our parents watching alongside us, Jesus, would you take a seat there too? If we're alone in our bedroom, would you come in there, God? If we're listening with headphones, would we still know your presence? If we're listening on speakers, would we still know your presence? God, would you be with us tonight? And would you teach us? Would we become aware? In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Jez, sounds really good. Got anything fun for us today? Oh, that's fun. What about, got anything country? Can you play a country? Can you play country? Let's see. What's it going to sound like? Oh, that's reggae. Reggae, how does reggae go? There's like a, cool. In an empty grave. Was that reggae, Addie? Is that reggae? I don't know if that's reggae. Okay, what, do you have any other styles? Jeremy style. What is Jeremy style? Exactly what I've been hearing everything you play. Oh, I just realized you don't have a microphone. Everyone's just seeing your mouth move and me having a conversation with myself. Sorry, I will give you the mic for a sec. Jeremy, what style were you playing?
I was playing Jeremy style.
Jeremy, how long have you been playing Jeremy style?
Since I was 12 years old.
What? Did you pick up a guitar when you were 12 years old? Okay, if you're watching this and you're like, what's 12? Is it year 6? Or is it year 7, 12 years old? If you're in year 6 or 7, tell us how old you are. Let's say it's year 6. That means if you're in year 7, you could start learning guitar and be as good as Jeremy is right now. He's very good. He's saying he's not very good, but he's very humble. Jeremy, we have a special guest tonight.
Yes, we do.
I like asking questions that are very open and don't have a definitive answer. We have a special guest tonight.
Yes, we do.
do you know? It's not even a question, it's a statement. Say a statement and then pass someone a microphone. The colour red's a cool colour.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's not a creative colour, though. It's not a creative colour, though.
What's a creative colour?
Green.
Green is a creative colour. Okay, Jeremy, who is our special guest?
Okay, it's a more direct question than you've been asking. Addie. Addie Hore.
Is it Addie Hore or Addie Hore?
Well, it's both.
Is it actually both? I'm just waiting for a nod. Okay, it's both. And Jeremy. Yeah, don't speak unless I'm passing the microphone, Jess. Jeremy.
Yeah.
Who is Addie to you?
Addie is my life partner.
Oh, that is very cute.
She's my girlfriend if you're in year 7 or year 6.
Jeremy has a girlfriend. Addie, wow. I would say that you are punching above your weight class.
Yes, I agree.
Perhaps.
What does that mean? Are you calling me fat?
Well, in boxing, no, it would make you skinny, if anything. Well, we were not saying that, Addie. Addie's off stage saying something. When you say someone's punching above their weight, have you never heard this? Have you never understood this before? Well, I mean, when you're boxing, everyone, there's different weight divisions. You have welterweight, you have featherweight. Yeah, I don't know what order they're in, so don't. You have heavyweight. Mike Tyson, big old heavyweight. Now, the problem is sometimes you get a featherweight and they're going to get beaten up by the heavyweight. But if a featherweight's really good, they could get in the ring with a heavyweight who's much better than them and they would still be evenly matched. So you are, in this situation, a welterweight or a featherweight, and you're very good at boxing. which means you are able to get in the ring with a heavyweight, which sounds awful now that we're talking about it like this.
You've dug yourself out of the hole.
Thank you. Now, Jez, you're going to have to vacate your seat for Addie. Everyone at home, if you're sitting on your couch, can you please give Addie a clap? If you're sitting at home on the couch with your parents, give Addie a clap. This is Addie Hoare, everyone.
Hello.
Everyone's clapping in here, Addie. Addie, I'm so excited for you to be here on the Valley TV.
That was a weird introduction.
It was a weird introduction.
I feel like you just kept on getting deeper and deeper.
It was also very awkward with the one microphone. I'm never going to do that again because in here I could hear him fine.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it was like a normal
I didn't think it
conversation.
would be a problem, really.
Now, Addie, Addie, is it? It
Addie
can be Hoare and Hoare.
Addie Hoare. No, well, some people who don't know how to say it say Haware or Hoare, but it's Hoare.
Okay, Addie, or okay. So, Addie, I've got some questions here for you. Do you mind if I read off my phone?
No, that's
It'd be
fine.
really awkward if
Just
you
as
said
long
no
as you're not
now.
scrolling Instagram while you're talking to me, then that's cool.
I could be. Maybe I've got them memorized. Okay, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to open up my phone. I'm going to go to my questions to make sure it's the exact ones I told you I was going to ask. Something like, which was how I messaged them to you. Question one. Addie, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, as we all know now, my name is Addie Hoare, not Haware.
Yep.
I am dating Jeremy, or as he called me, his life partner, which is the first time I've ever heard that. I feel like maybe we're getting to the stage in life where like you're a bit too old to be called boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
So maybe that works more. I
Too old to be called girlfriend or boyfriend, Jeremy.
well, yeah, because girlfriend boyfriend just reminds me of high school, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's relatable to the kids watching.
Yeah. Okay. So Jeremy is my boyfriend. If you don't know what life partner means.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on from Jeremy, I started full-time work this year.
Wow.
At a organisation called ASHM, or FALONG, the Australasian Society for HIV, Viral Hepatitis and Sexual Health Medicine. Yeah, so that's why we call it ASHM,
Wow.
hence the name, because it's really long. And I'm a project support officer, so I do logistics support for their coursework.
And is that Coast, Sydney?
Sydney, but now on the coast because I'm working at home.
I bet you're loving that.
Yeah, it's epic.
Do you know when you have to go back to the commute?
It's kind of vague at the moment, but our building has a 100-person limit on it at the moment, and there's 10 floors with different organisations.
So you might be safe.
I'll be safe for a while. And
Just the idea of getting on a train in the current climate, that doesn't...
yeah, it's icky. Yeah. So
Well,
that's me, essentially. And I've recently started jump roping, so...
If you follow Addie on Instagram, you'll see all her creative jump roping. It's actually very good. Jump roping is something that, you know, and you get the tricks going. It's very good. You're also very aesthetic. Is that
Aesthetic,
that's the word? That's the word? Aesthetically minded.
Yeah.
Also had some great aesthetically minded Instagram pictures. You live near the beach.
Live near the beach. Got a view of the beach.
Good
on
view
my
of the
kitchen.
beach.
It's great.
Sounds like you're living the life.
Living the life. with my
Especially
mum.
the Jeremy
Yep.
part. Especially the Jeremy part. I'll tell you what. Jeremy, oh, wow, Jeremy, what a man. Question 2. How long have you been doing youth or been a part of youth?
10 years, I reckon.
Is that including, that's including,
Yeah, so
when did you start coming to
I started
youth? Tell me
coming to
about
youth
that.
probably in year 7. So I was 12 in year 7.
wow.
So
Straight
I'm
up.
22
Did you
now.
come like first week? First
Probably
term?
not. Probably a few terms in because, yeah, my dad was a youth pastor here.
Yep.
And then we left Narara.
Yep.
We didn't go anywhere. And then when I started going to high school, I started coming back here because a few of the kids were going as well. And I think my brother at that stage was coming along. This is when it was run by Phil Palace.
Phil Palace?
Yeah.
No way.
Yep, so I've seen 3 youth pastors in my time.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. Even through Phil Palace, that's crazy. Okay, and then, so you've just never stopped coming?
Yeah, essentially.
You loved it that much?
Yeah, I loved it that much. My friends stopped coming, my friend group at school, and I kind of then started dating Jeremy.
Oh.
So then Josh and
Wow.
Sienna and Michelle and Fish and stuff were my crew.
So essentially, I mean, we don't want to give young people bad advice, but you find yourself if you're a year 7 girl out there, you find yourself a good Christian guy
Yeah.
in the youth ministry, you probably won't leave.
Yeah, probably. Especially if he's part of the band.
Yes, get yourself a
Yeah.
band boy. I tell you what, if you're a year 7 girl, there's a couple of year 7 band boys out there at the moment. Tell you what. Oh my goodness. Okay, question number 3. Life is pretty crazy recently. Did anything change for you? Now, I know we said that you're working from home. That's a pretty big change.
That's a pretty big change, although I wasn't really commuting for very long.
Yeah.
Like I was probably just getting used to it, probably about 3 months worth of commuting, and then started working from home, which has just been amazing, and I don't ever want to go back to doing a full-time commute because I have time in the afternoon. I'm not going to say before work because I've been pushing it lately and just rolling out of bed essentially and working, but the time after work has been amazing. Just feel like I've got a whole day left. So,
Would you say that COVID has been scary for you, hard for you, easier for you? Time, because for me personally, I'm a bit of an introvert, so I know a lot of people struggle with the whole COVID thing.
yeah,
But actually for me, I really liked
I think it was a bit of a blessing because like I wasn't super social during the week anyway. Although I'm going to say overall it's been a blessing, but like the first few weeks of like real lockdown where there was like updates every single day, I was like on like 5 Zoom calls a night or like all this stuff like during the week after work. And I go, what the heck? I didn't do that in my normal life. Why am I doing it now? Why do I feel like I need to do it now? Am I scared of losing connection with people? Or
For sure.
yeah, but overall it's been quite good. I like my space.
Yeah, this is the thing about things like COVID. And if you're watching at home, I think this is a huge thing to realize that sometimes, when we go through tricky, hard situations, like we all experience it differently. And that's okay. I remember at the start, feeling so guilty because I would see so many people who it was a really huge struggle and problem for. And for me, it was like, oh yeah, the weddings and birthday parties are cancelled. Great. I don't have to go to parties and socialise with people. I loved that. Sorry, Josh and Sienna, but I really loved that.
The hardest part of my COVID lockdown was helping plan Josh and Sienna's wedding.
The hardest part, that's the most stressful part, fair enough. But people experience this difference. So, and just understand that when we go through life and as different experiences happen, people who aren't you experience things different than you do. So if you're a young person, understand we're all different. When you've got a hard test coming up, maybe you smash tests and you're like, yeah, the test is sweet, I'm not stressed. But maybe you have a friend who's super stressed. And I think as people, we need to become super aware that other people have different perspectives and experience things different than we do. And when we become aware of that, it means we can be more compassionate towards others who might be dealing with things in a different way. I think that's really important.
Wow, that's a good point to take away from that.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Just a bit of a sideline comment straight to the camera.
Wow.
Okay. Now, the next question doesn't have much of a lead in. So I'm going to do a lead in.
Just go straight in.
Addie wrote a blog recently. If you've been connecting on our Instagram socials or on our Facebook, we've been posting blogs every second week. And Addie wrote a killer blog. It was amazing about this idea called the Letter Project. And the whole concept is there's people who experience life different to us, who the COVID and coronavirus has been really difficult for, even more difficult than us, and maybe it has been difficult for you, but there's people that were really terrified. And one particular group was the elderly and older people. I know for myself, lockdown, I could still go for a run and stuff, but there was a point where if you were an elderly person, the restrictions were like stay inside your house. They could get super lonely. So Addie, you came up with this amazing idea. What if we wrote people who might be lonely a letter?
I did.
That's a pretty cool idea. Now,
Yeah.
how did you come up with that idea? What made you think of that?
I felt like it was kind of swimming around my head for a little bit, like in the first few weeks of lockdown, just about how I think certain groups of people are going to really experience this loneliness in this time. And I think I was on a Zoom call with you, Matt Kelly, Nathan Seal, and maybe Amy joined in a little bit later. It was super random.
Back in the days when Amy Kelly had a really blurry Zoom camera. Yeah.
Anyway, I think Matt asked me what we think as leaders we could do for the youth ministry during this time. And so I already had this idea about this kind of letter project for the elderly, and just kind of put it out there. And then I stupidly said, Lewis, don't give me a deadline because it's just hectic at the moment and I just can't work to a deadline. I'll just do it when I can. And then I didn't do that. So the moral of the story there is always ask for a deadline, because if there's none, then you don't do it.
At least if there's a deadline, people do it the night before.
Yeah, exactly. Which I did my blog post the night before, by the way. So
That's how it works.
yeah, so I just kind of thought, well, it's kind of twofold. It's kind of how can we reach out to grandparents or aunties and uncles, family friends that are older and staying inside and are the most vulnerable to this virus, and probably the last people that we're going to end up going to see after restrictions lift, because you're still scared to pass on anything to them because you don't want them to get really sick. How can we kind of address that? Well, letters used to be a really big thing. They're not so much anymore. My nanny still sends me birthday cards in the mail to arrive on my birthday day.
As do I. I get those as well. They're
Yeah.
great.
So I just think there's something really special about reaching out to people in a way that it's actually going to connect with them. Like, you can jump on Snapchat, Instagram, Zoom calls, Messenger calls, FaceTime, all of that with your friends, but some in the elderly population, not all of them, because my grandma is actually on Instagram, but some people might actually be missing out on that connection because they don't have access to the internet, don't know how to use it, all that kind of stuff. So I feel like letters is a good way to reach out to that population.
And I love this because I don't know, I think a lot of times we get here at youth and we preach about things like be nice to people, do good in the world. We preach about all this, we say all this. Even when COVID hits, it's so funny, the big hashtag was, stay at home. And everyone was posting that all over their Instagrams and Facebook. And I was watching because I knew some of the people who were posting that stuff with the hashtag who were definitely not staying at home. I don't know if you noticed that or whatever, but what people say on social media to look like a good person doesn't always mean they've had a change of heart. So anyway, the point is, we can say all the right things. Like, we can say we're caring for people during COVID. We can say all the right things and look like we're doing all the right things on our social media, but are we actually doing anything to help those around us? And I thought, how easy to write someone a letter who you love, who might be lonely, so that we can go into the world and actually help someone. And that is so powerful, because I've preached at youth. I reckon I would have done at least 5 sermons on it during my time as youth pastor about loneliness, because it's a huge issue. And the elderly feel it too. And it's like, we can get up here and we can preach and we can tell you what to do, but this is something where we can actually do something that brings light to darkness. It's like lighting a match.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I feel like that leads into the second part of this, was how can we as a youth group get involved in something that was beyond our live streams on a Friday night, as it, while we're not meeting together. How can we actually go out into our community or into our families and be involved in something bigger than just the live stream?
Yeah, so let's see how we could do this. Now, what do you know the website off by heart?
No.
Well, if you want to help, you go to the Valley Youth. I'm going to bring it up and walk over to the camera and see if the camera will pick it up. thevalleyouth.com/
/ or a backslash?
I don't know.
It's probably /. I don't
The
think
top
any,
is leaning
I
forward.
don't think any URLs have a backs.
Okay, let's see if this comes up on the camera. We'll see in a moment. Let's see. Okay, so if you go, oh, it's a bit out of focus. There we go. Oh, and Addie's in the background. Addie, you can like look at the TV and point to each section. Am I in your way? Oh, it's opposite. It's opposite.
I can't
It's
see-
opposite. You got to point
I
the.
can't see myself.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
there we go. So the URL's up the top, Addie.
I'm
No,
so
you have to point the
confused.
opposite. Addie, you have to point the opposite direction.
I'm so confused.
The TV for us is opposite. There we go, done. So there is the URL, thevalleyouth.com.au/mailbag. And it says the Valley Letter Project. And then you put in your first name. Yep, and then you put in your last name. And then you put in, so I'm going to get all these. So then you put in the recipient name and the recipient address, and then you write your letter. So because we want to protect people and keep people safe and make this as easy as possible, I will print out all the letters on some beautiful paper,
That's so kind.
and I will put a stamp on them, and I'll put the address on the front, and I will post your letter for you. So basically, you put in your name, you put in the recipient name and recipient address. So you put your grandma or your granddad up there, you put in their address there, so you get the address off your mum, then you write your letter, and then you press submit, and I will get that, and I will print it off, and I will send that letter. It's as easy as that.
Don't lick the envelope shut though.
No, I won't lick the envelope
Yeah.
shut, although I think I'm COVID clean.
Okay. Have you had a test recently? Or?
I haven't.
Okay. Just guessing.
What do they call that? Asymptomatic.
Asymptomatic, yeah.
That could be a
We could
thing.
all be asymptomatic.
We could all be. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's as easy as that.
It is as easy as that. And once you've done your first letter to your grandparents or aunties and uncle or someone that's older in your life, why not spread the love to your friends? If you know someone that is struggling with some mental health issues, getting bullied at school, or
If you wanted to send an anonymous letter,
yeah.
you could put the recipient name, recipient address, and just put your name as anonymous.
yeah, that would be awesome.
Whoa, like just
wouldn't
an
this be
encouraging letter.
A cool way to encourage people, and like, there's nothing better than receiving a personal letter in the mail that's not your phone bill or your rego.
Very true. If I
Rego
received
letter.
if I received an anonymous letter that was like just an encouragement, that would blow my mind.
It'd be amazing.
Send it. So use the valleyyouth.com/mailbag to send letters to your grandparents, to your parents.
Yep.
Imagine if you sent your mum or dad a letter that was like, hey, I love you and thank you for everything that you did when I was home and doing homeschooling and you guys had to work from home and it was very stressful and I was complaining during your important work business meetings, but thank you for loving me and thank you for letting me and thank you for helping me with my maths. If you imagine your parents going to the mailbox and getting that letter, it would blow them. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, that would be spreading the love. So you could send a letter to anyone. You could dream.
We could even eventually one day, as youth group, send a whole bunch of anonymous letters to nursing homes.
Yes, we could.
We could do that.
This could be amazing. The valleyyouth.com/mailbag.
Yeah, just go crazy, guys. You just got to type. You don't need to write anything. So you just got to type, which you do all day anyway. So
So true. Put the Bible verses in there.
Yeah.
Now, before we go, and it's about time to go, Jeremy said that he had a song to play you. So, Jeremy, do you want to come up here, bud? Bud? Do you want to come up here, Muscles? And
come up here, life partner.
and we'll see. And I'll be your microphone stand. I mean, the comments have gone off this episode.
Yeah, which is good because like normally I'm the hype girl in the comments.
You are.
so-
That was without you, it's still going.
I've taught you well, everyone.
Olivia Duncan is an introvert. Sienna Corkill is an extrovert. Emily Bryant is an introvert.
Wait, Sienna's an extrovert.
That's what she said
Wow,
here.
I would never have guessed that in my whole life.
Grace Bryant is mostly introverted. Joshua Kay is extroverted. Couldn't have guessed that either. Zachary Bryant, extro for me. And to extro especially because you had to be different to everyone else and write extro. Jordan Fisher, what do you reckon he is?
Intro.
He is an intro. Nathan Seale's an intro.
Bushnut bruv.
Caitlin, what do you reckon Caitlin Burton is?
Extrovert.
Oh, she put that in capitals. She went extroverted all the way.
That's how you know you're a real extrovert, if you put extrovert in capitals.
And Zach Bryant has said that it's Care for Your Grandparents Month.
Oh,
It's the official month for Care for Your Grandparents. This couldn't have been.
I'm going to cry.
He's also saying that stamps are $1 each, Nathan Seal.
Wow.
And
That's pretty cheap.
that's pretty cheap.
That's really cheap.
This youth ministry can invest heaps of stamps,
Yeah.
I reckon. Okay,
I
Jeremy,
can't
you
believe
good to
it's
go?
Care for Your Grandparents Month.
Oh,
Yeah.
and now Alana Becker's saying extrovert, and Levi Brunderland is saying no. So I don't know if that means. Oh wait,
None.
he said yeah. Then he said
nah.
no. He
Nah,
said
yeah.
he literally said yeah, nah.
Yeah,
I don't know
nah.
what the question
Nah,
was.
yeah.
What was the question, Levi Brunderland? I don't know what the question was, so I
Isn't
don't
it
know.
weird that if you're saying yes to something, you'll say, nah, yeah. But if you're saying no to something, you'll be going, yeah, nah. Isn't that weird? Yeah, nah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, nah.
Okay, Jeremy, you got a song? Oh, Jeremy, you need to be in the shot. I'll let you sit down. No,
Oh.
I'll go off the camera. Because you have to look Addie in the eyes. And I'll be your microphone stand. Is this... Oh, Olivia is writing a letter right now.
Yes, Liv. She's the best.
Oh, she says, I don't know who to, though. Anyone.
Just ask your mum for the address.
Addie, nothing rhymes with Addie. Nothing at all rhymes with Addie.
Except for maybe meat patty.
But you're not a Patty. No, you're not a Patty. Addie, your hair is blonde.
Is it?
Not currently, but your natural hair color is blonde. And you wear glasses sometimes. But nothing rhymes with Addie. This song could go on forever, but it won't. No, it won't. That's it.
That was the
Watch
best.
out, Josh
That
C.
was so
Watch
good.
out,
Yeah,
Josh
what the
C.
heck?
He's coming for your worship leader position. He's coming for your worship leader position. I'd love to see you. Jesus. Does anything rhyme with Jesus?
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Now he's going to sing a track off their latest album called Poltergeist.
I don't know how it goes. Don't let me leave you. I will always love you.
That's on Spotify, ladies and gentlemen. Twin Willows.
It sounds exactly like that. Too.
Two Rivers. Two Rivers.
Twin- what did you say?
Poltergeist.
Twin-
Is it for kids?
No. Don't listen to it. Don't listen
It's
to
got
it.
MA 15 plus.
But it is thinking
Warning on
music. Okay, thank you for so much. I think Caleb's ready to play that outro. Thank you for watching the Valley TV. Get on a Zoom call right now. Zoom connection sessions.
Bye.